You have it or you don't. If you're not good, you never will be. You're never going to get rid of your slice. You just started, so you can't play well. If you're not hitting your driver 300 yards, you're not going to get the score you want. That's all bull, flat out bull. We hear it all the time, or we hear other things that make us give up or think we can't be good. To me, if you believe it, it's going to come true. And if that's the case, let's call a spade a spade. You're looking for an out to not putting in the effort to get better. But today, let's take some things said by the pros, the people who understand golf and learning golf, and we're going to break them down and see how they affect us and our game. By the way, it's Doug with Golf Reboot, and if this is your first video with us, make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below. That way you catch other videos as they come out. If you've watched before, thanks for coming back. Either way, you're probably thinking, what the heck am I listening to this guy for? And we've all thought it. I get it. Well, I'm working to become a scratch golfer after 14 years away from the game. But here's the thing. I was the captain of my high school golf team and got to the point where golf was just stressful and I hated it and I just stopped playing. Now I'm back and I'm sharing my journey with you, trying to get better and hoping that I can help you get better too. Let's get into it. Our first quote is Sam Snead. Of all the hazards, fear is the worst. So if you're going onto the course and you are afraid of hitting the ball, of hitting a bad shot, of putting it in the water, in a sand trap, in the rough, you're not going to play well. You can't be afraid of where the ball is going to land. You need to have faith in what you've done and have faith in your swing. If you're stepping up to the ball and you're afraid, you're going to hit a bad shot. I've done that myself. What I do now, I just kind of let everything go as I approach the ball, and I just swing because I know how to swing. When I think too much, when I see the water, when I see the sand trap, I know that I'm going to go in it. My last couple rounds, I don't think I've been in the water or the sand because I'm not thinking about it. So if you get out there on the course and you just swing and hit the ball and don't worry, don't have fear, you're going to play much better because fear is going to add strokes to your game. Take it from one of the pros, go out there, breathe, swing, and have fun. Now here's another one, and this one's probably one of my favorites. No matter how good you are, you can always get better, and that's the exciting part. Now you'll never guess who this was. This was Tiger Woods. So Tiger is somebody who from a young age knew, everyone knew, he was a child prodigy. He was going to be good at golf. We've seen it. He's made comebacks. He continually can strike the ball well and plays a good golf game. He had times where he struggled with a driver. He's known for being a great driver of the ball. You can watch other videos where people say, no, he just knew what to do off the tee. You don't have to smash the ball to be a good driver. You need to get the ball in the fairway. He knew how to do that. He continually practiced and knew how to get better. By being true with yourself and knowing that there are things to work on, you can change your game. If you put in the time and make the effort to get better and to train and to learn and to understand your swing, you will score better on the golf course. You can't just assume that you're going to go out once or twice a year and play great. If that's all you want to do, that's fine. There's nothing against that. But if you want to go out and anytime you play, you want to be one of the top guys out there, you have to put in the effort. Even the pros are constantly out there. How many times do you see different golfers who after a round where they're not particularly happy with something, they're at the driving range after? So if the pros are doing it and they're the best in the world, we have to do it too. Now, if you know any good quotes by professional golfers, golfers that you know, or just good quotes in general about golf, comment them down below. I like to see those kind of things just to get a different perspective on golf. Next up, we've got number 3. Visualization is the most powerful thing we have. That's Sir Nick Faldo. So when you're going up to the ball, something you can do, you don't want to be thinking too much, but visualize where that ball is going to go. Visualize your swing. Visualize where you want to hit from with your next shot. If you visualize it happening, it's more likely to happen because your mind is already ready for that. If you visualize hitting into the water, guess what's probably going to happen? You're going to hit in the water. If you're terrified of a sand trap, if you're terrified of duffing it right in front, your brain is playing that through. If you visualize that, you're most likely going to do that. Now, I'm not saying if you visualize, being 300 yards out, putting the ball a foot away from the pin or into the pin, that's probably not going to happen. But be realistic. If you're hitting a 7 iron, you can hit it 150, you're 155 off the pin, visualize hitting that to 5 feet away. Might not be perfect, but it's probably a lot better than if you visualized it going into the bunker. Now we've got number 4. This is a guy I've talked about before. A golfer has to train his swing on the practice tee, then trust it on the course. That's Dr. Bob Rotella. He's a very smart guy. I've listened to a lot of his stuff, read a lot of his stuff. The place to practice is either in your garage, if you have something like I have here, or at the driving range, or the range before the round, the putting green before the round, wherever. Once you're on the course, you are not learning how to swing. You're just doing it. You need to go out there and just do it. The more you tweak on the course, I've talked about this a couple times now in videos, the more you try to tweak things on the course, the more screwed up you're going to get in the head. You're thinking about too many things out there, and it's not going to go well. Your score is going to skyrocket. If you duff a ball, great. Don't do it again. Don't think about it, though, because you're just going to keep doing it. If you're finding this interesting and you'd like more tips and tricks emailed out regularly, click the link in the description below to join our online newsletter. We're sending out, generally weekly, some tips and tricks. We're growing that now, trying to help other people get better as we come across things ourselves. Number 5 is one of the old timers. The most important shot in golf is the next one. Once you hit your shot, forget it. The next shot is important. This is something that Dr. Bob Rotella, that we talked about before, he's said. This is Ben Hogan said it first. The most important shot is your next one. If you hit a bad shot, forget, play the next one. Don't think that one's more important. Once you hit that one, doesn't matter anymore, go on to the next one. If you focus too much on what you did before, if you had a bad tee shot that went into the woods, what's important now? Getting back out onto the fairway. Or if you have a gap, getting it through to the green. The tee shot into the woods doesn't matter anymore. That's done. That's just a mark on your scorecard. So focus on what's up next. Hit that shot. Once it's done, go find your ball. That's the most important one now. So number 6 is a little bit longer. I'm going to actually have to read this one so that I get it right. Confidence is the most important single factor in this game. And no matter how great your natural talent, there is only one way to obtain and sustain it. That's Jack Nicklaus. We have all heard of him. What he's basically saying there is you could be the greatest golfer in the world, say like Tiger. You knew he was going to be good growing up. If he didn't practice, he would not be who he is today. You could also not be a good golfer. When I first started freshman year of high school, I was not a good golfer. I had no idea what I was doing. But how do you get there to being a good golfer? And I'm not saying that I'm a good golfer. I'm okay. I hold my own on the course. But how do you get there to being a decent golfer or even a pro? You have to practice. You have to make the time. It's like driving. It's like riding a bicycle. Even though riding a bicycle, they say you don't forget if you don't do it for a while. With golf, you will have to get back into it if you stopped. I stopped for over a decade, and it took me quite a bit of hitting to get back into it to where I am today. But you have to practice and understand what's going on, understand the mechanics to get good at it. And then, once you are good at it, if you just stop, you're done. You have to keep practicing, keep getting better to sustain the play that you're at. It's not something you can just forget about and assume that you're not going to play for 2 years, go out onto a course, and you're going to beat everyone. Is it possible? Sure. Some people are just lucky or good. Some people have a natural swing. But if you want to really fine-tune things and get to the point where you know where the ball's going, you can have a course strategy and you can play well, you need to continue to practice. How much do you think some of these concepts that we've talked about could help your game? Comment down below, let us know what you think. We can get a conversation going about it. I know a lot of these, if I knew them years ago, they would have really helped me. The next one's a little bit kooky, and it's not going to shock anybody with who said it. This is Bryson DeChambeau, and he said, "Most people fear failure. I love failure because it tells me where to go next." So like we've said a couple times, you're never going to be perfect. You're going to fail. You're not going to hit 18 fairways. Well, realistically, take out the par threes. You're not going to hit 14 fairways. You're not going to hit 18 greens. You're going to have bad shots, duff shots, sand, drops in the water, lost balls, out of bounds. Those are failures, but that's okay. That's what the game's about. It's about planning and coming back from it. About the next shot being more important, about figuring out how to take where you're at and get the ball into that hole. If the game was easy, there would be no point. Focus on what you can, learn from your failures, and practice outside of the course. It'll give you something to do, it'll give you something to learn, so that next time that doesn't happen, something else will. It's a revolving wheel of learning things, and that is how you get better. Obviously, all of this depends on you. Not all of it is going to work for you. You need to figure it out for yourself. But if you put in the work, learn good mechanics, and learn how to plan a course strategy, you can change your game. Whether you're listening to me or somebody else out there, there's a ton of great people out there giving advice. Take what you can and use it. That's why we put it out there for you. I'm not the greatest golfer in the world. I'm still learning. My goal is for me to get better, but you know what? While I was doing that, I said, why don't I tell other people what I've learned? In the coming weeks, I'm going to start putting out a group of videos on from the tee to the green, tips on drivers, tips on long irons, short irons, wedges, and putting, because these are things that I've learned in the last year or so that have changed my game, and my scores are the lowest they've ever been. So if I've done the hours and hours of research, and so have a lot of the other guys out there, they've been playing for decades and done tons of research. Listen to what people are saying, take what you can, learn from it, and see what works for you. Our goal with Golf Reboot is to document my journey to becoming a scratch golfer and to grow this channel, but we also want to take what I've learned and help other people with it, because giving back to other people, making their lives easier, making them learning golf easier is something that's important. And I feel like if we can do that, we've done a little piece of making the game better. Thanks for watching. If you have any ideas for future videos, make sure you comment down below. We're always trying to come up with ideas for new videos, and we're going to be trying to put 1 to 2 out a week now as we ramp up. And like I said before, if you'd like to join our online newsletter, you can get tips and tricks emailed out to you regularly while we find new ways to help you come up with different quotes, different concepts, different drills for you to practice. There's going to be a link in the description. You can click that, fill out your email, and boom, you'll be good to go. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to click subscribe down below, watch a video that's coming up over there, and we will see you next time.